computer.
Good evening. Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships, Sunday night at 9. I am your host, Glenda Driver, Coach Glenda, also known as, and I'm here with my course manager, Rufus Carpenter. Rufus and I have created this format as a safe place to discuss trials, struggles, and victories in past and present relationships. This is a non-judgmental zone, and we encourage everyone on this call to participate and to speak their truth. So before we get started with tonight's topic, I want everybody that will and want to, it's not mandatory. I want you to put in the chat what state you are calling or chiming in from. I just want to see, where are we getting some of our guests from whether we have more in Virginia versus Georgia or Florida. Just put it in if you feel like it and you want to share. All right. Now, for the past 2 weeks, we have had.
How do I put it? I put it in. How do I send it?
Send it when you put it in. Just hit the return button, and it sends it right in there.
Triangle.
Yeah, hit the return button, and it goes right in there. Or if you want to say it, and Glenda will put it in for you. If you're having trouble, just say it, and Glenda put it in for you.
Mildred from Virginia.
Okay, and Glenda will put it in the chat for us, so we know you're from Virginia. And why Glenda's go ahead, Glenda. I was gonna jump in while you were getting ready.
I was trying to finish up, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, tonight's gonna be a good one, y'all.
Okay, as I was saying that for the past couple of weeks, we've had some very interesting hot topics. Let's see, last week was your attachment style and how it shapes your approach to relationships. And the week before that, we discussed the 5 love languages. And trust me, it was a hot topic last week. We had a lot of, even though we had people giving us feedback or making comments on the call, after we log off, to be honest, we get a lot of calls, text messages with all types of information and comments about that night's topic. So I just want you to know that we are trying to do bigger and better things each week, that we are doing our open discussions, and we're trying to hit all of the latest and the greatest relationship issues that are going on currently. So tonight's topic, without further ado, friendship and romance, the significance of friendship as a foundation of love. Now, Mr. Carpenter, do you want to kick us off and share your thoughts on that topic before we really get down deep and dirty on it?
Yes, but first I'm supposed to always tell you why we're in this space. I'll keep it brief because we got a lot to cover tonight. My background came from 3 different places. I'm from a humble family of 14, which taught me the essence of human connection. I was married 27 years, and the lessons I learned there gave me a better understanding of the human relationship. My path in the military, United States Army, I was what's called a race relation human and race relation leader, which means I had to deal with all of the things in a very complex and diverse community. And also my story and background really give me an opportunity to share what I've been through as a coach in relationships. But tonight is the night. The night when you talk about friendship in romance, and then you're talking about the significance of relationship and the foundation of love. When you begin with someone, there's what's called a runway. From the first time you see them to you and them getting together in a connection or a relationship, there's a lane that leads up to that. And that lane, for most people, called the runway. And in that runway, you're being judged, you're judging, and your selection process kicks in. If you have a great selection process, then when you get to that part where y'all get connected or call yourself in a relationship, or you call each other booze and boohead or whatever, you already know that you've got the right person working forward with you. But if your selection process is not well, and you get 6-8 months in a relationship and realize you made a mistake, you say, what the? It's too late then, because the damage is already done. Because before we got into this series, because Glenn already told you about the 5 love languages, and she told you about attachment styles, and now we're talking about friends in romance. Before all that, we had the 5 stages of relationship, or the 5 stages of mating. We had those, and in that, you go through certain things. To make that a smooth transition from each level of those five steps, you have to have something to work with. And this is what about, if you have a friend, if you and a friend, you have someone that you already invested time in, and you guys are friends, and you know each other expectation, you know each other rhythms and cadence, and you know what make you laugh, you know what make you cry, you done share some ups and downs. If you happen to fall in love with that person, and that person fall in love with you, you got something. A lot of times when you're in a marriage or a relationship or whatever it is, a lot of times what attracts you to that person sometimes fade. If it was beauty, he or she was handsome or fine or cute, and all of a sudden they start getting a little ragged around the edges and they're not so cute no more. And if cute what held you there, Katie by the doors is over. But now if it's other things, if it's performance, if they're acrobats in the bedroom and they can't do that anymore, oh, go ahead, I got you, Barbara. And if they can't do that no more, then it's over. Katie by the doors. But if they, let's say they were finding that they had a great job and they were the paymaster, whether it was she paymaster or he paymaster, and they lose that money or the income or their source of getting money, and only thing left is a broke joke, Katie by the doors. But if you happen to have fell in love with your friend and all those things go awry, you know you got the friend, you got a ride or die, you got somebody you can depend on and hold on to. That makes all the difference in the world. And that's our subject for tonight. Our subject for tonight is you romancing your friends. It started as a friendship and it developed into a romantic relationship, and you guys got married or got engaged or whatever you do in your connection. That happened. Now, sometimes the flip happened. Sometimes you just infatuated. You know, that girl was fine, big butt, a smile. Oh man, he had muscles like Samson. And you know, I fell in love. And you fall in love for the wrong, you think you're in love, you're infatuated, and you and that person get together, and later on you realize that that wasn't it. Then you start beginning to become friends, and then you save that relationship because you finally worked or morphed into friends, and the friendship is what kept you guys together. I'm talking about something I know a lot about now, so I ain't gonna tell you why, but I know a lot about it.
Don't tell on yourself.
That's the stage of the night. That's what we're going to present tonight, and that's how we're going to do it. I just want to get us started. And the introduction of this is that if you fall in love with your best friend, you know, you guys share laughter, you guys share secrets, you guys support each other through the tough times. Now, that's what friendship and romance is all about. That's the crux of our thing tonight. So let's get started in there. Glenda, you want me to take over, or you want to jump in, or you want me to take over?
I want you to start out first.
Okay, I'll start out first. Welcome, Sharon. How you doing? Okay, now let's talk about friendship. Somebody help me out. When you say friend, what do you think about when you say friendship? What is a friend? How would you categorize a friend?
A person that loves you unconditionally. That's what I would characterize as a friend.
You're right. You're right. That's what a friend is. Friend is that one that will stick by you. A friend understands the crucial things in your relationship. Sometimes your friend can be your backbone, because sometimes you can go through stuff. If I can just get to my friend and tell them how I felt, I know I'll feel a lot better. That makes all the difference in the world. So a friend, so that's the context of a friend, and everything we talk about there, we're talking about a friend. We're talking about somebody that you can really trust, somebody that's already proven themselves in your life. You're not talking about a co-worker that lent you $5 last week at the water cooler. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about someone that's been through something with you. It could be somebody that came up with you as a child. You guys were in the same neighborhood. You guys were in the military together. You guys were nurses together. You guys were whatever. You know, you chase the guys or chase the girls together. Whatever it is, that could be your friend, but that person now, you've looked at them and they said, wow, you know what? We've been doing all this time, and I've kissed a lot of frogs, you've kissed a lot of frogs, and ain't nothing working out. This dude then dogged me out. That lady then just took my little money and left me high and dry. And we both sitting up here looking like fools with somebody else and ran us through the muck. You don't look too bad. You don't look too bad neither. What about us? Go ahead, Audrey. You want to say something? You want to say something, Miss Newbie?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Also, it's a person that, you know, is there for you day in and day out at a drop of a dime when you need to discuss your hardships, your struggles. And they make time for you. And they're genuinely there when you need them. Not just for, you know, general conversation or whatever that you would have every day. You can talk to them about anything. And they're there to listen. Their shoulder is there for you to drop your tears, to convey whatever to them.
You just told a secret. The first thing you said that makes
a secret. Oh my goodness.
Yes, a lot of people don't realize a secret. A lot of people don't realize this is what you find in your friend.
That's right.
The first thing you said, the time for you. A lot of us are in a romantic relationship with people, they ain't got time for us. You know, you call them, hey, baby, can I get with you a little bit later? Hey, baby, look, I got this tonight. I got that tonight. My sister, my boss, my job, my dog, you know, they got everything to do with you. And see, what you just said, ma'am, is awesome. A lot of people don't realize when you talk about a friend, these are things you're talking about. How many, and I'm not called, this is not a question I'm asking anybody to answer, but how many on this call right here that has maybe in a relationship right now or had a relationship and their boo didn't give a damn about you? I mean, I hate to say it that bluntly, but you knew, after a while, you said, this person's all about themselves. This person ain't really about me. They're about what I can do for them. It's about us pulling together as a union. They're not, because when you got a friend, you and a friend usually tackle a struggle together.
Right.
Guys, if you guys are gonna do something, if you guys got $1, hey man, you can have 50 cents of it.
Okay.
You know, how many times you called a friend and say, hey, look, I'm struggling right now. Can you let me hold something to Friday or whatever? Hey, come on, get it, you got it. And ladies, y'all are different than guys. Y'all share everything. Guys, if you give me $1, I'll be straight. But this is what a friendship is. This is what a friendship is. And when you've got the lover, you got the other person in that union, because these are two people coming together. No matter what your preferences are, two people coming together. And in relationship coaching, we say if any two people want to be together and they both want to be together, they can be together.
Yeah. I thought you were going back.
Go ahead. You want to say something, Barbara?
I don't think she's trying to say anything.
Okay.
Right now.
All right, because her light came on. But
okay.
Two people that want to be together can be together and should be together. But when you get together, when you make that decision to be with somebody, you know, you've taken all of it. You've taken everything. You're responsible for each other. You're responsible for the union of you people. And a lot of times when a relationship is sour or going bad, it's not the relationship. It's one or both of the people in it. And if that's the case, if you with your friend, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's the first part of this thing, the role of friendship in romance. The role of friendship in romance. The role of friendship in romance is, I got you. I got your back. I'm your ride or die. Anything that come our way, we're going to tackle it together. Any situations, any hurt, a girl, a guy. And I'm telling you, friends will fight for you. If somebody jump on you and your friend will jump in with you.
That's right.
And I think about it. If you and your mate are together, for instance, if Glenda, use my mate, and I'm sorry to keep picking on you, Glenda, but hey, I can't pick on them, so I got to pick on you. If me and Glenda was together, and me and her went to a party or something, and I was in one room and she was in the other room, and I walked in the room, she crying, or got that face look like somebody messing with her, I'm trying to figure out who I got to kill in that place. Because my girl is bad. My girl is upset. Somebody upset my girl. We're going to fight up in this camp. Because ain't nobody going to hurt her as long as I'm around. And that's what friends do. And that's what friends do. And if you can get that same thing from a spouse, a lover, or whatever, it makes all the difference in the world.
It would.
It makes all the difference in the world. Think about it. Think about your last relationship. If that person really wasn't your friend, how long did it take you to really realize who that person was? How long? And was it too late? When you did realize that person, it was too late. How do you change? How do you turn them in? That's too long. A lot of people are in relationships right now, in the marriages right now, that they realize they got the wrong person.
Some do.
And they either stay there and suffer through it and settle for what they got, or either they find a way to get out. And now strange stuff is going on. Now people are killing, they're hurting each other now. Mm-hmm. And that, you don't want to go through that.
Right.
So that's the benefit. So now we're going to go into the benefit of a friend before you fall in love. Well, first, before I leave this part, and I get excited, so bear with me. This is something I love. I love being a friend in a relationship. So if I get excited and my words get kind of choppy, slow me down, Glenda, slow me down. Because this is something I know a lot about. Okay? Now, any questions or any concerns or any comments about the role of friendship in romance? Any questions or comments about that before we move on to the next session?
Not yet. Not for me, at least.
This is Felicia. How you all doing tonight?
Hey, Felicia, how you doing, Felicia?
I'm doing well, thanks. I just want to comment on that. This is my comment. This is my own personal opinion.
Okay.
Being, starting out with a friendship with someone, and from my experience, mm-hmm. when you have a male friend, mm-hmm. and it's a male friend, and he's your confidant because he's your male friend, and so you're telling that male friend, a lot of times you're telling that male friend, that you're, of course you're dating in the meantime, because that's your male friend. Mm-hmm. And so you're telling that male friend your other business, that you may be dating someone, or, what that person, that, telling him, that male friend, other information about what's going on in your life as well. So you're feeding that male friend information. So before you get to that point, like you said, to the relationship, as it turns later on down the road, because you know that person so well, mm-hmm. that eventually at some point it may turn into a relationship. But up to that point, that person may become your confidant. And so you're giving that person information, you feeding them information, and you're, and so, trusting them to hold that information and not do anything with it. Mm-hmm. But then, over time, that information can also backfire as well once something turns into relationship. If something does turn into relationship, because it can backfire, because the person who is your friend then start making comparison to the people that you have then told them about that was in your life prior to them, that, once you start developing a relationship, if that makes any sense.
Felicia.
Yes.
I want to piggyback right on something. We can't always go into a relationship thinking negative or setting the previous relationships that we've had to the current anew. You know what I'm saying? Some things don't always need to be disclosed.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we're talking about a friendship, and that develops into a relationship. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah. But you kind of went ahead of us. You're already in the challenges and opportunities to overcome things, and that's in there. You hit it. You kind of putting both of these together. Right now, we're talking about the benefit of a friend. We're not talking about the challenges of a friend yet.
She's just preparing you.
You're hitting the challenges of a friend right now, because what you're saying is that you've given them so much ammunition. Now they know who you are, and they're holding you to a higher standard, or they're coming down on you, and it's like you're being punished for what you told them in the past, and that's a challenge. That's a challenge. But when you were talking, the only thing that came and kept my vice versa, because when you telling them, they telling you, so you guys kind of in a tug of war there, but. It can happen. So I tell you what, let's go into the challenges part. We'll come back to the benefits of a friend.
Thank you, Felicia, for your feedback. We're gonna circle back to you, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna circle back to Felicia then? We're gonna circle back to her. We're not gonna, okay. I was gonna stay on her part. We'll circle back. Okay, now this part is the benefit of a friendship before love. This is a good things. What's good about being a friend before you fall in love? I'll start it off. One of the first things, you know who you with. You get to know that person. You get to see that person without having the responsibility of being your mate, or being your spouse, or being your boo. You see them in their everyday language. You see them in everyday clothes. You see them when they're not dressed up. You see them when they're dressed up. You see them when they have problems in life. You see them how they negotiate with their mother or their father. You see how they deal with their sisters. You see how do they go to church? Do they not go to church? Are they religious? Are they not religious? Are they Republican or Democrat? You get to learn all these things about them, and that's one of the benefits. Anybody else want to give another benefit?
I think you beat kind of whole.
No, but I was just saying.
It does. It makes sense, when you've known someone for a long period of time, and like I say the good, the bad, and the gruesome, because some of the friendships that I've been in, I've seen some ugly stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're not my man. But there is some benefits, because you can do the process of elimination quicker.
That's the benefit. That's one of the benefits, because not this one. I never date him.
I don't care what happens. I will never turn down your street.
I'm telling you that. I'm glad you're a friend. Matter of fact, you might not need to be my friend. He just phase you out of the friend mode.
Just unfriend me or block me.
Yeah, and that's what the benefits of being friends first before love. Because then a lot of times you don't really notice your friend, because your friend is so much of your friend. This is a story. This right here is a story. When I was a senior in high school, and this is what gets. That's why I say that. It was this girl that lived right the next house from where I was living, and her name was Pam. And we were there, and in high school, I didn't know she was that pretty. I didn't know she was that beautiful a lady, or she was that fine a person. All my male friends was trying to talk to her, but me and her was real good friends. And she would help me fix my car and come over, and me and her spend a lot of time together. But I never noticed these things about her. I never noticed all this stuff about her. All my friends said, man, you guys are friends. Why you ain't trying that? I said, man, that's my friend. I didn't realize her quality, because everything was under the radar, because I didn't see her that way. But, if I'd have saw her that way, then maybe me and her might have got together, married or something. I don't know. But sometimes you don't notice those things about your friends, because you're not looking at them with that idea that, hey, let's hook up. You're saying, I need somebody I can talk to, somebody that's going to walk to the store with me, or somebody that's going to sit and help me watch a scary movie that can hold my hand, whatever it is. So sometimes you don't notice that. Now, go ahead. I was
going to say, genuine friendships are very rare, so you don't want to really, take advantage of them, because I was always told everybody that you meet, they're not meant to sleep with. They're not, they're not meant to be your husband or your wife. So like we always say, the selection process is big in today's relationships. And a lot of people, they hook up for all the wrong reasons. And that's why, their relationships are failing.
Yep. And it makes a difference. So Any more about the benefits of friendships before love? If not, we're going to go into the challenge part.
I would like to say something.
Okay.
This is Annette. Good evening.
Hey, Annette. Good evening.
Hey, I would like to say I find that in that the benefit of friendship before love, you have the purity of the relationship is there. You don't have where you guys are disguising each other or something. You have purity, and you got that purity feature to think about, or to take into a relationship, or to not go into a relationship. And whatever you decide, you can be open and honest and pure to the heart about it. And I think that makes a difference.
That was well stated. Thank you for that, Annette. That was well stated. That was well stated, because you really know who you have. And that makes all the difference in the world. If anybody on the line that has fell in love with your friend, or your lover became your friend, we got anybody on the line that have that happen to them? Because I have. I'll be the first to raise my hand.
Say that again.
Anybody that has fell in love with a friend, and they become an item, they married, boyfriend, girlfriend, engaged, or over time, or somebody that loved somebody that really weren't your friend, but doing the love part, they became your best friend too.
I know it hasn't happened to me.
It's happened to me, and as a matter of fact, the friendship is what kept me 27 years of marriage. Because after three years of marriage, I was scratching my head, said, what the? But the friendship was so great and so thick and so nice. I said, wow. I said, you know what? Hey, we can do this longer. Hey, because of the friendship. Because the world was out there. When I come home, hey, we friends, man. I'm with my boo, but that's my friend. So it made a difference. It made a whole difference. And I even saw that I saw that even come my kids, my children. It's kind of overspilled into them. They were friends, because sometimes you go in the house, siblings don't even like each other. Siblings not even friends. So if the mother and the father are the examples and a role model, if you're friends, it's easier for the kids to be friends.
True.
So friends a lot. Now let's go into the challenges to overcome. Now Felicia started one of them. Felicia said that one of the challenges are that you tell your friend all your goods and your bads, and then when y'all hook up, your friend said, "Wait a minute now. That's the way you did Peter. Now you're gonna do. I see the same thing you're gonna put on me. You're gonna put the whammy on me." Am I right? Am I in that ballpark, Felicia?
Yeah. I mean, once you become in a relationship with that person, then the person starts to make comparisons, and yeah, in that sense, yeah, it becomes that that person starts to compare themselves to that person that you were once dealing with at one point or another.
Pouring your past up in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you overcome that? How do you go ahead?
You don't tell your new boo. You don't tell your new boo everything. When you start a new relationship with someone, sometimes it ain't even best to come out the gate with telling them about your past.
No,
because it will later tend to come up with your current.
Well, this is not the new boo. This is the relationship with the friend.
She's talking about the friend, but that's
the friend. The friend. Well, I thought it went all in the same category. Okay.
It can be because that's something, because everybody heard the format here and the framework we use for this Sunday night at 9 is that we're 20 ladies in one of y'all living room, and you in that living room, and in that living room you're able to speak anything you want to talk about relationships. We have a topic because we want to give some type of cadence to it, or we want to give it some type of system or organization. But this is a free place. This is a safe place. Speak your truth. You get to say what's on your mind. You get to ask us as well as the other people on the line certain things, because you might think this way you've been thinking this way for so long, and you wondering, am I right or am I wrong? Am I the only one crazy? you know, and then you can put it out there and we can tell you, yeah, you crazy. Or we can say, no, you're not. Or we can say, no, I think the same way you think. So when you want like Andrea, when you said that, you can say things like that, you can get it out, because it's a place in the conversation for that too. Now back to you, Felicia. Now, Felicia, you're saying that you told them that. So how can we overcome that? If we told our best buddy all our stuff, and now you and your best buddy want to fall and have a romantic relationship, how do you address that? How do you say, well, hey, give me a hall pass or a mulligan on everything I said before? How do you do that? Anybody got any suggestions? How do you handle that?
Think positive and move forward and make it the best relationship past that point. Can't live in the dark.
You're
because
right.
you won't have a decent relationship.
And a good thing about that, you and your friend have been through challenges before. You guys have worked through other stuff before, hard stuff. This is a challenge y'all work through. Y'all bring it, put it out on the table. Both of you being honest and truthful. You trust each other. You already got trust. You already built trust. So be vulnerable and say, hey, look, yeah, that was how I was with Ted, or that's how I was with Jane, or that's how me and Sally kicked it. But right here, me and you aren't gonna go that route, because here's where we are. Here's what you can expect from me, and here's what I expect from you. Here's how I'm going to contribute to our union. Here's how you contribute to our union. Anytime I'm doing something you don't quite agree with or concern, let's talk about it.
Right.
How can you help me? Because as your spouse, your significant other, or the other half of the equation, I might need your support.
Right.
There's times I might lean on you. There's times you got to sit me down and say, hey, look, the other night when we were talking, you said something that really hurt me.
Right.
And I don't know how to express it, but here's what I was feeling. And then you guys talk about it like that. You don't say what you told me was wrong. You say, here's how I was feeling, and I didn't know how to express that. Can you help me? Because friends already know, because a lot of times you and friends go through struggles together as friends. So when you become lovers, it's easier because now you have the responsibility of each other. Making sense, everybody? Making sense, anybody?
Yeah, and I wanted to chime in and make a comment, because I know as far as myself, I will be quick to say, I didn't tell you all this for you to bring this back up in my face. Because that lets me know what you've been thinking about this whole time.
Right. And you can tell them that you learned from those past experiences too.
That is absolutely correct.
Yes.
But, communication is the thing. Just when it comes up, nip it in the bud right then and there, because if you don't say anything or address it, it's gonna happen again. But
You're
that
correct.
is also another a benefit. And it's also another benefit, because if the person holds your past against you, you may not want to move forward into an intimate relationship or a relationship period with the individual, because it's always going to be him or her is bringing up your past, trying to justify, what's going on now. So, I mean, that's just my thought.
You don't want to go backwards.
Absolutely.
Correct. Okay, we're at that 9:33, so we got maybe about a good 15 more minutes to be reeling this in. So we want to make sure everybody get a chance to talk. And one thing that concerns me is that you may be leaving a diamond in the rough. If you don't consider your friend as a potential mate or a potential person that you can have more interest with, you might be having a diamond in the rough. They said people come in our lives for a season or a reason.
Exactly.
Sometimes that friend may be the best soulmate for you, and you don't realize. You think you just guys are super friends, where really it's a soulmate. And been there, done that. I know about that too. I tell you, and I don't want to share all my stuff because I want you guys to share. So if somebody else share one,
I like hearing from you. I like you putting your dirt out there.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't see it as dirt. I see it as growing. I'm 70 years old.
I like it when you grow on the open discussion Sunday nights at 9. I'm paying close attention.
I'm 70 years old and I've been all around the world. So I've had some experiences. And a lot of my experiences I've learned from. A lot of my experiences have made me a better person. And be honest with you, since I've been doing this Sunday night at 9, I've learned a lot about myself.
Amen.
This is like a mirror in front of me versus you in front of me talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I glean a lot from you. When you guys say something you don't know, your truth really speaks to me. Mm-hmm. Because I know how to sort through stuff. I know what's good for me and what's not. Mm-hmm. So if someone else share a story about friends, and I'll share a story about friends. Because I don't want to monopolize the conversation. Anybody else want to share a story about friends? Y'all make me say it anyway.
All you beautiful people out there don't have anything to say?
I have been in a, this is Annette. I've been in a relationship with a friend and had a good friend, not a sexual relationship. We had a good friendship. That individual wanted to change it to a love relationship. I refused because even in my good friendship, I knew he really didn't truly know me. Mm-hmm. Because as my good friendship, I really still was dealing with him with niceties. And I knew that I kind of was like a little viper. He kind of really didn't truly know the real part that he didn't see. But he was my best friend and still is to today. Mm-hmm. But I refused to cross the line because I knew I couldn't hurt him. And I knew that he didn't truly know me really. He only knew what I allowed him to see as a friend. So I think sometimes in a friendship, we don't say everything or do everything or allow that friend to see everything. Mm-hmm. We just allow them to see what we truly want them to see or know. I'm the kind of person that I still hold a lot back. And just let them see what I show. But I do know that he was such a good friend and he had a kind heart and a wonderful person. I was just not going to hurt him because he didn't know what he was really dealing with. So that was it.
And that's good honesty, because a lot of people can't even be true about themselves. You know, so many people are so big on being in a relationship, you know, and you really don't want to look at the person as, you know, the last resort. You know, yeah. I've been knowing this person for 20 years. Why not hook up with the person? Or you're having a come to Jesus moment and you feel like, I got to hurry up and find me somebody take care of me with all these aches and pains I got going on. But right. It's nice to know that you knew something about yourself that he wasn't aware of, and you value your friendship enough with him to know, you know I can get a little cranky. I can snap, crackle, and possibly pop. So I'm not even gonna mess up my friendship with you just trying to have something and see where it might go.
Yes, correct.
Right. And I know that for myself, I value my friendships with my male friends, and I have no desire to cross the line at any time, because if I mess up or if I get in one of my mood swings or whatever the case may be, I not only lose that partner, but I lose that friend. And sometimes once it's done or said, you can't pull it back. The damage is already done.
Right. Correct.
I mean, even though you know a lot about the person and you have so much time invested into them, it's still, friendships are so rare. I would rather have somebody that can kick in on my rent or my mortgage before I have somebody just to say, oh, I got it good last night. What you talking about?
That's right.
No. I need a roof over my head before I need some penis.
Yes. You said that right.
Somebody said they come in a package deal.
It sounds like you're the only one laughing.
Hey, you guys outnumber me. Ladies, I'm sorry. I got to bring the male perspective in sometimes.
Of course. As always.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta bring the male perspective. But I'm telling you, when you fall in love with a friend or that friend, that relationship, you have a friend, it makes all the difference in the world.
It does.
Because especially when you and that person become a friend, no matter how the relationship turned out towards the end, if that was a true friendship, you guys are always gonna stay close. It's always gonna be there. Because I've seen people when they divorce and separate, they want to run over each other with the car, they want to shoot up the house, they want to throw bricks in the windows. That mess, that's crazy.
That's true because they're still hurting. They're having flashbacks.
Okay, flashbacks. Is that what you call it?
Hey, what else could it be if they're already divorced and they're thinking like that? They're just having a flashback of a way back when.
Yeah, but please don't sleep on your friends. Your friends are some great people because believe, if you brought them into your life and they stayed in your life for a long time, as a matter of fact, a lot of movie stories and movie lines, Hollywood lines, are the friends becoming lovers later in life, and they come back to realize it's been you all the time. You know, that kind of deal.
That's you are true. A hopeless romantic, Mr. Carson.
No, it's true. Here's my story. I was in a job, and this person, when I first went to
make it smaller so I can get to my volume.
Okay. Somebody want to say something? Did I? Okay. It was, I fell in love with not in fall in love, but let me get it right. First, I was working this company. I started this company, a brand new person in the company. And this young lady, she said, okay, let me show you the ropes and all this stuff. And me and her became real good friends. And I was with the company for about 4 years. And I noticed me and her real good friends. And anytime a picture would be taken of us in the company, I noticed something. I look back, me and her would always be touching each other in the pictures. But we were friends. We were real good friends. And then when I left the company, we had to talk, hey, I'm leaving, and we hugged, and I kind of left. And then she called me one time, and she was getting married. And I realized something in that conversation we had about her getting married. I realized I fell in love with that woman. I said, oh, no.
You should have told her.
I did but it was too late. I didn't know. And
that was a missed opportunity.
She said she called me because she said she had fell in love with me. And she said she was trying to give me all kind of high signs, but I didn't get it. And she was giving me, and she was telling me some things that she did and said. And I said, I remember you said that. She said, I was trying to let you know.
So you missed it.
I missed it. I said, wow. And that was a great person.
Are they still married today, Mr. Carson?
Yeah, they still married. They married.
That was meant to be.
Yeah, they still married. Yeah.
Maybe you guys wouldn't last.
Wait, whoa. Time out.
That's true.
Time out. Hold up. I think that was a ding. All right. Anybody got any questions about anything we talked at this point? Because if you don't, we want to ask a couple questions and then we'll close it out. Anybody got any questions? You want to ask the first question, Glenda? You want me to ask the first one?
You can ask the first one.
Okay. Let's talk about stereotypes of Black women. What are some of the things that a Black lady, a Black woman in the age of 30, our primary demographics is that 30 to that 55 point range. How would you navigate the societal expectations of a Black woman in relationships and getting in with a friend? Did I make the question right?
Say it again.
Okay,
make it more clear.
As a Black woman in that age group, in our age group, how would you negotiate or prioritize a friendship in love? How would you consider a friend and fall in love with a friend, or a friendship in love? How do you consider that? And here's what, let me give you the backdrop. The backdrop is society says that a lot of times Black ladies want to be independent, and some want to not so much be in control, but some want to hold back, and they don't want to let all their emotions and everything in one basket. Did I kind of say it right? Did I make it make sense?
This is
made
Annette.
sense.
This is
I-
Annette. I don't know if you said it right or not, but I think what you're trying to say, or if I'm understanding right, what you're trying to say is Black women really don't want the friendship or something.
That
Or
Black
can't
women struggle
navigate a
with
friendship.
friendship. They don't
I-
prioritize a friendship in relationships. I think that's the proper way to say it. What is it?
Okay.
Society says most Black women don't prioritize friendship as a part of the love relationship.
I say that's a negative, because I think Black women enjoy having their mate as a friend. I think they look at them friendly. They talk to them. They bring their problems to them. They bring their concerns to them. They want to share their good times with them. They want to share their outings with them. I think Black women enjoy their mate as a friend.
Anybody else want to comment on that? Go ahead, Barbara. Look like Barbara want to chime in. For some reason, Barbara, you just chomping at the bits. Go ahead, Barbara.
Well, what Annette said is true, but at my age, yes, we do. But the thing of it is, we also are I'm 82, and at 82, I'm very independent. And that's because I had to grow up that way. We didn't, the woman was the matriarch of the family, and she led everything, even though the man, he went out to work. And that's where it ended. The woman stayed home with the children, or if she had to work, then she came home, she cooked, cleaned, and so I think sometimes we get relationships mixed up. Am I clear?
Yes, you're very clear. And that's what I was trying to hit on, because a lot of times, especially now I'm 70. So a lot of times, like my mother and father, I never saw my mother and father hug or kiss. Never.
Right.
And my mother worked from sun up to sundown. My dad, he would go to work. When he come home, he wanted his food and he wanted to cheer. And that was pretty much it. And then on weekends, he would come home drunk with half of his money, not all of his money. And then my mom would say, hey, where's the money? We got to pay bills. And he started a fight to keep him saying anything.
Exactly. That's
And we
how it was in my household.
What now?
That's how it was in my household.
Yes. And that's
the same thing. And my mother worked, she cooked, she cleaned, and she had to struggle. And at the time, you know how much she made? $15 a week. So I guess that's when I came up, then yes, I am very independent, and I do, and it's maybe bad to say, and it's probably bad for my relationship with my husband, but I like control.
But Barbara, can I share something with you, Barbara?
Yes.
Majority of the women on this call is the same boat, a lot younger than you, and they're in the same boat. They're independent and they want control too. Now, and I'm saying that, and anybody can chime on and say I'm right or I'm wrong. But
you're right.
You're not speaking just for yourself. You're speaking for the majority of women on this line. Your age ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the mindset. And that's what society is saying. And that's the question I was trying to get to.
Well, I have no problem letting a man take care of me.
Who's this?
Gigi.
This is Gigi.
Hey, Gigi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, but if I understand what you're saying, not to interrupt you, Barbara, but I don't think you can say anything about Black women in general, because there's no such thing as Black women in general.
Please share.
If you travel around the country, you see Black women in New York, different from Black women in Georgia. You find Black women in Kansas City, different from Black women in Los Angeles. You find Black women in Detroit, different from Black women in Mobile, Alabama. And you still can't say anything about them in general. It all depends on your personal experiences. You know, you're a product of your environment.
Correct.
Me,
that's
a
true.
lot of my friends think I'm an alien because I watch football on Sundays. You know, they're not interested in football. I like football on Sundays, so they don't come to my house because they know I'm watching football.
Now I do like that. Now I'm like that too.
Personally, I've always been very independent. I've never been married because by my personal experience, men like to they like to be large and in charge. The problem with that is, so do I. So we're not going to get along because I'm not going to be bossed, and you're not going to take my opinion or what I want to do over yours. So this is just best that we just agree to disagree. That's how I am. That's how I've always been. I'm the mother of 2 sons, but I asked God for 2 sons, but I never asked him for a husband because I know I don't have time for that. Because all he has to do is put his hands on my kids and, you know, I'm going to jail because I'm going to kill him. But that's just me. I'm an individual. I can't speak for anybody else. I can't speak for anybody in general because I don't believe there's anybody in general. I think we're all individuals, and what goes for one doesn't go for another. I can't say this is right for her. This is just right for me. And I don't know if I got off track or not.
No, that's well stated. What you're saying is well stated because that's your truth. And we want your truth because now that you said that, a few ladies are saying, that's some value there. Where others might say, well, I don't know. But some, there's some value there. And that's why this is so important that we get and let everybody share their things. Because right now, we're making a salad right now. This is a salad. We got some onions in it. We got some peppers in it. We got some tomatoes in it. We got some cucumbers
exactly.
in it. Lettuce in it. But
exactly. It takes all kinds.
Yes.
It takes all kinds.
And we need the meat.
Yes. Yes.
You got to add that too, because I don't like salad without meat.
All kind.
That's right.
I started saying
you gotta have that hot sauce. On that one. You can't do it without the hot sauce.
Add the hot sauce too. Yep.
Yes, the hot sauce too. And I got some hot sauce named Insanity.
What? Yes. What, call me?
I would like to say before we close out, this has been the best podcast that I've been on in the last 2 weeks. And I thank you and Glenda tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody was up here popping it.
Yeah, we try hard because we found
I love this one right here tonight.
Yeah, we found out there's no other place on the internet where men and women can talk together. Now, our demographic is females that age that's our demographics because when you put something like this, you gotta look to somebody. But anybody can be on here, any age or anybody can be on this. So feel free to come back, invite some of your friends. And this is a new podcast. We've been out for about now, 7-8 months, Glenda?
Yeah.
So, but we still consider ourselves new because we're turning the corner now. And as we turn the corner, we add more to it. And this is a free thing, so you don't have to pay. You come on board and say as little as much as you want. So we're just happy to have you here. Thank you very much. Anybody want to say anything before we go to sign off?
Well, I like to thank you. And this tonight was my first time, and I really enjoyed it. I have a lot to say, but you know, a lot of questions. But I won't ask them tonight. I'll wait till the next time.
Good deal. Good deal. Because we're here because you can put out a lot of wisdom. Because like you say, you don't get your age being a fool. So you got a lot of stuff you can share. So we appreciate having you here. So thank you very much.
And that's right. And four husbands couldn't handle me. So hey.
Yeah, then you got to share. We
right about that. That's right.
We want you to come back.
You come back, Mama.
And everybody be blessed. And thank you both.
Okay.
This young lady over here, I've been knowing her since she was a baby. And she's a wonderful young lady.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Which lady we talking about? So I know who you're talking about.
Miss Glenda.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay, I'll make
Good
sure.
night.
Thank you so much for joining.
See you guys next week.
Good
Now,
night.
I'm
Good
gonna cut the
night.
recording.
Good night.
If you guys want to
Good
talk
night, Barbara.
you can, but I'm gonna cut the recording off, and you guys can still talk a little bit if you want to.
Okay.